you have shared as well. So before we begin, let's come into a comfortable seated position. So do whatever kind of seat feels right for you, and always support your seat, whether you're sitting upon a blanket, a pillow, if you have a bolster at home, or a block. That could be a nice prop, just so we find some length and that natural curve in our lumbar spine, so known as the lordosis, as the back kind of creates that C, that concave curve. And then when you have your comfortable seat, feel free to close your eyes. We'll just take the first few moments of allowing yourselves to drop into this moment, into this space, or our individual spaces as we come here collectively on this virtual platform. Allow your hands to palms face down upon your lap, your legs, your thighs. The elbows draw in so the shoulders have space. And just shifting your body weight slightly forward, back, a little bit side to side, and just feeling your center of gravity. For us humans, our center of gravity is just underneath the pelvic floor. You should feel your right and left sit bone equally drawing into the earth. And I like to imagine from the sit bones like a tree, these strong roots drawing in and rooting down, connecting. Sense of gravitating inward, centering. So our upper body from our base can extend up and out into the etheric space. So feeling your sit bones draw you down. You're feeling that natural curve of your lower back, and you might already notice a slight tone and lift from the pelvic floor into the pubic center, pubic bone drawing slightly in and up into the navel. While the navel draws in and slightly up into the body, the ribs, the lower ribs drawing in and down, so the shoulders stay fairly over your hips, stacked. So already finding a balance between effort and ease in our seated position here. Feel the base of your head, the backs of the shoulders, your sacrum, all on the same plane. As if you're leaning against a wall behind you very comfortably, confidently, energetically here. The space between your brow relax. Jaw. Allow the tongue to relax, let it get short and broad. And bring your awareness into the breath, just your natural breath here. Notice as we take prana, life force energy into the lungs, how the lungs expand, and how the pelvic floor beneath us expands out and down. The sense of expansion with our inhalation, and as we exhale, maintaining this space in our spine, a sense of contraction or drawing back in. So the lungs contract, and the pelvic floor draws in and up. It's a very subtle sensation in our muscular body, anatomical body. Allow your mind to rest on this balance between effort, again, the expansion and contraction, and that ease as we soften back in and down. As well as that giving and receiving of energy. We'll start to invite breath in with more intention. We're going to work with a circular breath, meaning there was not really a pause between our inhale to exhale, exhale back into the inhale. So we'll start to find an equal wave length breath, Samavriti, with this continuation of breath. Before we do, we'll do 3 cleansing breaths. Draw the navel in, open the mouth, exhale everything out. Take a big breath in through the nose. And then open the mouth, let it go, maybe with a sigh. 2 more times, big breath in. Exhale everything out. 1 more time, big breath in. And exhaling. Seal your lips. On an inhale, breathe into the nose. Count to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, followed by your exhale. You'll maintain that equal wavelength breath, Samavriti. You can maintain a 6 count, maybe elongates, it can shorten. But that conscious wave of energy into the body, out. The subtle body supporting our anatomic and the more external part of ourself. As we draw more into the internal part of self. You're more than welcome to keep the eyes closed, just to keep your gaze more inward. And we'll tap into that intuitive body, listening to what feels right. Always honor your body where you're at today in space, especially as our energy levels, flow throughout our pregnancy. Do what you need to do for you, and always take modifications. I'll be modifying for my 7-month pregnancy, and I'll be giving you cues for those who are not as big in the front body into your shapes. But again, doing what feels right. So if you know Ujjayi breath, you can bring that into the body. It's a slight constriction in the back of the throat, hearing your breath in your inner ear, your inhale and exhale. And if that's not in your practice today, that is fine. Just breathing in and out through the nose. And with your next inhale, let's reach your arms out and up. Feel free to even look up. And exhale, arms, fingertips float back down by your sides. We'll do 2 more just like that. Inhale, arms come out and up. Drawing energy in, and as we exhale, we work it down. Good. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Keep your hands by your sides. Let's bring let's bring your left leg out in front of you, slightly abducting away from you. Keep your right heel, sole of your foot to the inner of your left thigh. You can stay seated upon your prop if you need to support your lower back. We're just going to come into a lateral flexion. So you can bring your left hand to the inner of your left thigh, left leg. This might feel nice. I personally am going to bring my hand to the outer edge of my left leg, left hip. This will create more of an expansion in my front body just because I'm so big in the front. But again, do what feels right. We're going to come into a lateral stretch here on an inhale. Reach your right arm up and over towards the crown of your head, Janushirasana. And you decide on how far you go. You want to keep the right hip grounded. Keep your left leg fairly active, so the foot flexing. Those who have the arm on the inner edge of your left leg, you can always come down to a forearm or the elbow. So we'll give you a little bit more stretch on the side body. Whether it's your palm or your forearm connected into the earth, gently press forward and down away from you. Slide the shoulder blade down the lower back or towards the mid back, down the rib cage. And you can decide on where your head and neck looks. So you can even look down towards your left hand. This might be good on the neck. And even give a slight bend in the upper arm elbow, so we're not taking it to the shoulder. We're going to add a little bit movement here. I call it flossing. We're getting into fascia connective tissue. So on your inhale, lengthen out the chest, right side body. And then as you exhale, draw the chest forward slightly in and down. Chin towards your left shoulder and kind of rounding into the upper back. And then inhale, chest forward, chest up, expanding into the side body a little bit more. And then exhale, drawing further in and down. And just a couple more times, inhale. And that top arm can be soft. You can even bring the palm to the back of the head, the neck. Exhaling, rounding in and down. Let's do 2 more. Getting into the adrenals or kidneys here. Intercostal muscles of the ribs. Gentle heart opener. And so finish the round you're on. The next time you come into your lateral stretch, we'll hold. Reach your right arm up to help lift you back up. Coming back to center with your upper body. We'll switch legs. Right leg out laterally, abducting away from you. Left foot heel comes to your inner groin, inner thigh. Keep your right leg fairly engaged, foot flexed to support. And you'll bring your right arm to the inner edge of your right leg, or maybe behind your right leg towards your outer right hip. When you're ready, inhale, reach your left arm up and over. Keeping your outer left hip grounded. And if your left knee is really lifting off the floor, if you have tight hips, you can always slide a block or a prop, something underneath your left leg to support, so your knee's not hanging out in space. And then whether it's your forearm, your elbow to the floor, or your hand palm, gently press down. Slide the shoulder blade down the rib cage. Reaching out through the left side body. And left arm can have a slight bend. You can even bring your palm behind the head, the neck to support. You decide on where your eye gaze is. A few big breaths here. We'll start to come into that movement. So you'll inhale in the lateral flexion. On your exhale, we draw the chest gently forward and down, kind of drawing in and down. And then inhale, expanding up and out. Exhaling. A few more. Eyes can stay open or the eyes can stay closed. Breathing into the side bodies, the ribs, front and back side equally. Getting into the adrenals, the kidneys on this side. Let's do 2 more. Taking your time in this movement and curious of the sensations. And the next time you come into the lateral flexion, you'll hold. And then inhale, reach your left arm up to help lift you up. Let's bring both legs out in front of you wide. We'll come into a wide-legged forward fold, seated. So opening the legs as wide as you can without any excess pulling into our inner hips, inner groin. Take a moment to bring your hands by your hips, lift your hips up, and think of lengthening your tailbone straight down. So we're not tucking, but just neutralizing our pelvis so we don't overextend into our hamstrings. Feel the sit bones ground, keep the legs strong, feet flexed, hands out in front of you, and on an inhale, lengthen out the chest, the heart. And as you exhale, you can crawl your upper body forward, closer to the floor. And you decide on how far you go. It could be a big movement for you today. It could be very slight. And keep the sit bones grounded so we're not overextending, not overstretching. Reach out for the soles of the feet, spread out the toes. Keep the legs strong to support our hips, the lower spine. You might even bring your forearms, elbows to a floor or a block or your books. And think of lengthening from your heart space, so keeping the spine long. And just a few big breaths here. And 2 more big breaths, inhaling from your crown, and as you exhale, work it down and out. 1 more big breath. Next inhale, use your hands to gently come upright. And you can use your hands to bring your legs closer together. From here, you're going to make your way onto your hands and knees. And before we come into any more movement, we're going to come into a posture called toe breaking. So you're going to bring your feet and knees together side by side, and always support your knees with a blanket if you have, or working with a harder ground. You're going to tuck your toes underneath the balls of your feet. You're going to use your hands, so your body weight's more into your hands here. You're going to decide on how much body weight you bring back onto your heels. For some of us, we might sit all the way back onto our feet, onto our heels. So if you're all the way back, you can take a moment and use your fingers to separate your toes, maybe from your 3rd to 4th to 5th toe. Getting a little bit more into our fascia. It's the plantar fascia of our feet. And we'll just be here for a few big breaths. I know it's not the most comfortable thing. Allow your palms to face downward, and we draw our intention inward. Exhale, down and out. Inhale, we draw energy, prana, into the body. Work its way into the center, and from the center on the exhale, down and out. Two more big breaths here. Next inhale, make your way back to your hands and knees. You can untuck your toes, maybe pat it out a little bit. Stay in tabletop position. Spread out through the fingers. And then look at the creases of your wrists. Make sure they run more parallel to the front edge of your space or your mat, if you're working with a yoga mat today. Fingers spread wide. Knees are underneath your hips. And imagine you're hugging a block or even a pillow in between your inner thighs. We're not really squeezing it, just a slight tone and lift from our inner seam into our pelvic floor. Tailbone lengthens to the back of the heels, the knees. Draw the lower belly slightly in and up. Lower ribs into the back ribs so the spine stays long. Few rounds of cat-cow. As you inhale, draw your heart forward, tailbone reaches back. Exhale, press down, draw the navel in, lifting up through the back body, chin to chest, tailbone can tuck. Inhale, chest, heart forward, tailbone back. Exhale, rounding. Let's do a couple more. The last round. Exhaling. Next inhale, come back to center, neutral tabletop. We're going to come into more stability at our core, sunbirds. So I'll walk you through it. I'll mirror you guys. You're going to step your right foot back, stand the ball of your right foot for now. Notice how we want to lean to the outer left hip. So press down to the sole or the top of your left foot, hug the outer left hip in towards your center. You can even imagine that there's still a block between your inner thighs. Hugging that block. Tone and lift from your pelvic floor to the navel, navel front ribs into the spine. Once you feel like you have that balance, you can float your right leg up no higher than parallel to the floor. Foot is flexed, toes point down. You can stay just right here. If you want more challenge, you'll walk your left fingertips forward, palm facing in. Fingertips can graze the floor or float left arm up no higher than parallel. On your inhale, reach out through the fingers, the toes, the foot. Exhale, either hold here or bring elbow into knee into the center of your body. Inhale, you expand. Exhale, you either hold or bring it in. 4 more on this side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hold or bring it in. Last 3, inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last round, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, expand back out. Exhale, left hand, right knee to the floor. Come into the other side, you'll step your left foot back, stand the ball of your left foot. Right foot, top of the foot, pressing down, hug the outer right hip in. So you're rotating your outer left hip slightly down, lifting up to the inner thigh. When you feel ready, float, left leg up no higher than parallel. Keep the foot flexed, thigh engaged. Right fingertips can walk forward, palm facing in. If you want more challenge, float your right arm up, parallel to the floor. Inhale here, lengthen. Exhale, either you hold or draw elbow, knee into your center, kind of rounding, curling in. 5 more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hold or draw in. Inhale. Exhale, think muscle into bone wherever you're at. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. Last 2. One more round here. Exhaling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right hand, left knee to the floor. Bring your big toes together, open your knees wide, send your hips back to the heels, child's pose. If this is too much for your front body today, if you have a bigger belly, you can sit back onto your heels, palms turning up, and just take a few big breaths in stillness. You can even create fist pumping action of your hands, your wrists, maybe roll out the wrists. Really seeing any stagnation that we work through. Those who are in child's pose, arms can either come by your sides as well, next to your hips, your legs. It could be a nice shoulder release. Come back to the breath, in through the nose, down and out through the nose. So feel free to stay in your child's pose, or if you're sitting up in stillness, that is fine too. You can always come back to this shape if you need to. When you feel ready, you'll make your way into your first downward facing dog. Toes tucked, fingers spread wide. On an inhale, lift your hips up and back. Take a few big breaths here. You're more than welcome to kind of pedal it out, bending one knee at a time or both knees. And shake out head. We open and close the mouth. Any detoxifying breaths, drawing the energy in through the nose, and as you exhale, either out through the mouth. Horse breaths or lion's breaths. And start to make your way into stillness. On your next inhale, lift your right leg back and up, three-legged down dog, keeping your hips fairly squared. On your exhale, safely step your right foot forward. So I like to bring my knee closer to the chest. Press down, create space, so I can step my right foot forward in between my hands. Again, those who are a little bit bigger in the front body, this is where blocks are nice, or books. Those who are earlier in their pregnancy, fingertips can stay to the floor. So you're in a higher lunge stance, and your feet can be hip width apart in distance. For those that have a bigger front body, might need to be a little bit wider. Rooting down to the ball mound of your left foot, lifting up to the inner left thigh, hugging outer hips in, so you can even think your inner thighs hugging a block here. On your inhale, bend your right knee, draw your chest heart forward. Exhale, hips up and back, coming into a wide pyramid. Chest heart reaching forward, maybe you come into a deeper forward fold. Again, depending on where you're at in your body today. Inhale, right knee bends. Exhale, hips up and back. And one more time, inhale, right knee bends. Exhale, hips back. And inhale, right knee bends. We're going to bring the left knee to the floor. You can always use a blanket if you need to. Low lunge. Top of your left foot grounding. Right foot to the floor. Bring your hands to your thigh, right thigh. Think of squaring off your hips. Lengthen tailbone down. Press down to the inner edge of your right foot, ball mound of your big toe in your heel, wrapping the thigh bone back and underneath, outer hip underneath. Tailbone lengthens as we lift from the front body, pubic bone to navel, drawing back, ribs drawing in and down, shoulders stay over hips. You can stay right here. Hands can be at your hips, hands can come to the heart, or arms can float up and out. Anjaneyasana. And if it feels okay on your hips, the psoas and hip flexors, you can send your hips a little bit further forward and down. But keep the feet grounding and connected so we're not splaying too far out, whether it's beneath us or the sides of us. A few big breaths. Inhale, lifting up to the front, back, sides of the body. Exhale, we draw in and down, rooting, connecting. 2 more big breaths. Last big breath here. Next exhale, hands to the floor or your blocks. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee off the floor. And then hop your left foot forward about a foot in. So your left foot becomes flat, 45-degree angle, pyramid pose. So hands can stay on the floor, your blocks. On an inhale, find length, space out to the heart. For some of us, we might stay here. Some of us might come into a deeper forward fold. It just depends on your front body. A few big breaths. Right knee can have a slight bend. Right leg can get straighter. Keep drawing your outer hip back and underneath you. Draw the front of your throat back, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Next inhale, you'll come back halfway lifted. Hop your left foot back, stand the ball of your left foot. Bring your hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, come into plank pose. From here, inhale, lengthen out through the tailbone and the crown. Exhale, either lower all the way down or come to your knees. Inhale, those who are on the floor, you'll come up to cobra. Those who are on the hands and knees, cow shape, slight back bend here. Exhale, you'll make your way back into downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. Next inhale, reach your left leg back and up, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, left knee towards your left elbow. Press down, create space. Take your time to step your left foot forward between your hands. Fingertips to the floor or hands to your blocks, your props. Again, it could be books or something to bring the floor closer to you. Walk your right leg out a little bit longer. Lift up to the back of your right leg thigh, inner thigh. Feel your body weight more to the ball mound of your left toe, inner heel, drawing your left thigh bone back, outer hip underneath. Inhale, draw your heart forward. Exhale, send both hips back, come into a wide pyramid pose. 2 more times. Inhale, chest heart forward. On your exhale, hips back. And maybe body comes forward in and down to your left leg. Just depends on you and your shape today. Inhale. And last round here, exhale. Inhale, left knee bends. Gracefully bring your right knee to the floor, low lunge. Bring your hands to your left leg or hands to your hips for support, for balance. Press down to the sole of your left foot, drawing the thigh bone back, wrapping outer hip underneath. So we're not splaying out to the side. Tailbone lengthens, front body draws slightly in and up. And then hands can stay at your hips, heart space or arms can reach forward, up and out. A few big breaths. As long as you don't take it into the lower back, you don't feel any excess pull in the front body, you can send your hips a little bit further forward and down. Inhaling, reaching up and out. Exhale, we draw the energy back in and down. 2 more big breaths. Last big breath here. And on your exhale, hands to the floor or your blocks. Tuck your right toes, right knee lifts. Hop your right foot forward about a foot. Right foot plants 45 degrees. Left knee can have a soft bend. Inhale, lengthen. Either stay lengthening out or exhale, you come deeper into a fold, pyramid pose. A few big breaths, shoulders away from the ears, neck is long, you're reaching out for the crown of the head, the roof of the mouth. Wrapping outer left hip in and back. Press down and out to the outer edge of your right foot heel. Drawing your inner right thigh gently back. Next inhale, come up halfway. Those who are forward fold. Bend your left knee, hop your right foot back, come back to the ball of your right foot. Hands to the floor, step your left foot back, plank pose. Holding, inhale. On your exhale, either lower all the way down or knees to the floor, tabletop. Inhale, cobra or cow, slight back bend. Exhale, tuck toes, hips up and back. Make your way back into downward facing dog. A few big breaths. Again, any cleansing or detoxifying breaths, you'll draw energy in through the nose, open the mouth, let it go. Next inhale, walk your hands towards your feet. And then open your feet a little wider than hips. Give your knees a soft bend. So I can't come into a full forward fold anymore just because it puts too much weight compression to my lungs. So I stay in a halfway lift. Either hands to a block, can even come to your thighs. If you have a chair, that's a great pop as well. Those who can, you'll come into ragdoll position. So it's a deeper forward fold. You'll grab opposite elbows. You're more than welcome to kind of sway from side to side. So whether you're uplifted halfway or all the way forward folded, you gently sway your hips from side to side, bending one knee at a time. Everyone's shoulders away from the ears, so the neck has space, kind of reaching down and out for the heart. And then come back to stillness in your forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw the navel in, gently roll one vertebra up at a time. And then you'll come to the top edge of your mat into Tadasana, mountain pose. So you decide on how, let's actually bring all of us together, feet hip width distance apart. Maybe a little bit wider for those who are a little bit bigger in the front body. To support baby and mom alike. Arms resting by your sides, palms turning out. Feel free to keep your eyes closed or eyes can be softly open. Come back to the breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. And feeling all corners of your feet root down. The ball mound of your big toe, baby toe, and the whole heel, inner edge, outer edge, center of heel. We're going to come into some bridge dynamics, but you decide on how low you, not bridge, chair pose, chair dynamics. So you decide on how low you get into your seat. And do what feels right for your lower back and our front side. On an inhale, bend your knees, arms and chest up, chair pose. So you can sit deeper. I'm going to stay slightly lifted today. Exhale here, drawing the energy into the feet. On your inhale, you're going to press down, reach back up. And then exhale, bend your knees, come back into chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, rooting down into the feet. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. Inhale, press down, reach back up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale here, holding. Exhale, think muscle into bone, grounding down to the feet. Inhale, press down, reach back up, legs lengthen, chest hard up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale here, draw the front body in. Exhale, rooting down to the feet. Inhale, press down, reach back up. 2 more, exhale, chair, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, down into the feet. Inhale, press down, drawing every energy in to lift up and out. One more time, exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen out through the legs, chest head up. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. Arms by your sides, Tadasana, take a moment in stillness. On your next inhale, you're going to shift your body weight to your left foot. Just bring the hands to the hips, bring your right knee up towards your chest, half Tadasana. Toes can stay on the floor like a kickstand, or maybe bring thigh in towards chest. Pressing down to the sole of your left foot, hugging outer hip in. Tailbone lengthens, draw the front body in and up. Lean your upper body forward, step your right foot back, come into warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. So feet are hip width apart. You decide your length between your legs. We still want the tailbone to lengthen, drawing through the front body so there's equal space in our front and back bodies here. Hands can stand hips for balance, hands can come to the heart. This is a nice shoulder release. Arms can extend up and out, and they can be as wide as they need to be, so we're not taking into the shoulders. Just a few big breaths here, inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, we draw the energy in and root down. 2 more big breaths, inhale. Exhale. 1 more big breath. On your next exhale, open to your right, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So finding your stance, the heel of your left foot in line with the inner arch of your right, looking over your left fingertips. Lengthening tailbone down. Wrapping your outer left hip underneath in toward your center. So that way we're not slaying out behind us to the side of us. Press down and out for the outer edge of your right foot. And imagine your inner seams of your legs up to the pelvic floor, drawing in and up into the heart, out to the crown. We're going to add a little bit movement here. On your inhale, reverse your warrior. Staying here on the exhale, maybe bend your left knee a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. On your exhale, bring your forearm to the thigh. Right arm up over to the crown, extended side angle. You can always bring your left hand fingertips to the floor, your shin or a block. Next inhale, come back to warrior 2. Straighten out through your left leg. Exhale, reach your left fingertips forward and down to your shin, triangle, Trikonasana. Good, inhale, reach back up. On your exhale, bend your left knee, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. We're going to keep moving with those 2 shapes. Inhale, lengthening, left leg lengthens. Exhale, fingertips reach forward and down towards your calf. Your shin, maybe a block. Triangle. Inhale, come back up. On your exhale, bend your left knee, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Nice, ladies. Inhale, come back up. Left leg lengthens. Exhale, reach your fingertips forward and down, triangle. One more time. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend the left knee, forearm to thigh, right arm up and over, extended side angle. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, hold in warrior two. Straighten out through the left leg. Turn your left toes forward so you're long ways on your mat. Inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, come into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands can come to the floor, or maybe you bring the floor higher to you with a prop, books, block, or a chair. Inhale, find length. Out through the heart space. Exhale, you'll come deeper into a forward fold. If that's accessible, if that feels safe for you and your body today. Those who are coming deeper into the forward fold, you can walk your hands in towards the center line, where eventually your fingertips are in line with the toe tips on that same line. If the elbows are bending, try not to let them flare out. You draw them in, shoulder width. Everyone's shoulders away from the ears. Allow the body weight shift forward. Knees can always have a slight bend. And then think of your sit bones drawing slightly in as you lift your outer hips up. So we're not overextending, not over releasing or expanding into the pelvic floor. We want to keep the pelvic floor fairly engaged. Neutral pelvis. And with your next inhale, walk your hands forward. Exhaling here, halfway lift. Inhale, hands to your hips, draw the navel in, gently come back upright. And then from here, turn your right toes out. Let's come into warrior two here. Actually, hop your back foot forward or slightly in, so we're more at a warrior one stance. So back foot, right foot, left foot is at 45 degree. Your right toes pointing forward in space. Hands can stay on your hips, heart space, or reach your arms out and up. Warrior one. 3 big breaths. Inhale, drawing energy in. Exhale, we root down. And drawing the thigh bone, right thigh bone back. Wrapping the outer hip underneath. Pressing out and down to the outer edge of your left foot. Imagine the inner thighs trying to get closer here. Next inhale, now we open out into warrior two. The heel, front heel in line with your back inner arch, back foot. Looking over your right fingertips. Tailbone lengthens down. Draw the front body in and up. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Back hand to the thigh, front arm reaches up and over. On your exhale, maybe bend your front leg a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to warrior two. On your exhale, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Again, maybe hand to the floor or a block. We're going to come back to that movement. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Lengthen out through your right leg. Send your right fingertips forward on your exhale. Hand to shin, a block, or the floor, Trikonasana. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your right leg, extended side angle. Inhale, comes back up. Lengthen out for the standing leg, front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle. There are 3 more. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your right knee, forearm to thigh, or closer to the floor, extended side angle, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, come back up. Lengthen out for the front leg, reach your right fingertips forward and down, exhaling into Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, come back up. Last round here. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, come back up. Lengthen out through the front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Nice. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your front leg, warrior two. Next inhale, straighten out through the front leg. Turn your right toes forward. Again, you're long ways on your mat. Inhale, stretch up. Come back into a wide-legged forward fold to release. Hands to the floor, maybe bring the floor higher to you. Body weight forward, knees can have a slight bend. Draw your inner thighs slightly in as you lift your sit bone hips up. Exhale, you can come deeper into your fold. Let the head hang heavy, draw the front of your throat back, also known as Jalandhara Bandha, lock of the throat. So containing our energy as we work through it, not allowing it to all splay out. As we tone and find that subtle lift in the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. On your inhale, come up back halfway. We're going to come into what is called Ardha Malasana. I like to also describe it as a crab crawl. So you'll bend your left knee. Let your left toes turn out to the left slightly. Bend your left knee. You're going to walk your hands to the left side. Hips can stay high, or maybe your hips come low towards your left foot. Right toes can turn up, or right foot can stay flat to the floor. Next inhale, you'll crawl it over to the right side. Right knee will bend, hips come down as much as you can. Left foot can stay flat or toes can turn up to the sky. And you'll start to move from right to left to right at your own pace. Mindful of your knees, your hips, the lower back here. Again, your hips don't have to get super low. Let's do one more round on each side, so make sure you feel balanced from left to right. Once you do, you come back to your center. Take your time though. Again, do not feel rushed. Come back to a wide-legged forward fold. Once you're here on an inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, hold. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way back up. Let's bring the feet closer together, about hip width. A little bit wider, actually. And you might want to have a block or your prop, whatever you're using, a prop, as a prop to bring close to you. You might not need it. Malasana, squat pose. So your heels are going to turn in, toes turn out. And then you'll bend your knees and your hips down towards the floor, towards your heels. So about I think it's 36 weeks, we really don't want to come into this shape. So none of us are there quite yet, but once I get there, I shouldn't be doing this. Good. So this is where a block will come in. You can sit upon a block if balance is a little bit challenging for you. This can be really supportive too in our hips or in the feet even. If you want more of the challenge, you don't have to sit upon anything. And it's just an option. If your heels are lifting off the floor, you can always slide a blanket or something to eliminate that gap between your heels and the floor. Hands at your heart center, using your elbows, your upper arms to press your thighs away from you. Tailbone lengthens down, chest, heart, crown of the head reaching up. And take a few big breaths. And then hands to the floor. We'll make our way onto our buttocks. So remove any prop from underneath you. Hands behind you so you can let your buttocks come safely to the floor. We'll stay here, seated. We'll come into a seated Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose. So soles of your feet come together, knees fall out to the sides like butterfly wings. The more the heels are in towards your groin, the deeper the stretch will be on your outer hips. So you decide on how far your heels are in or away from you. Hands to your shins, maybe the outer edges of your feet. You want the soles of your feet to press together, but the toes can splay out to the sides. For some of us, you might even grab your big toes with the peace sign fingers. On an inhale, find length. Exhale, you'll come into a forward fold. Again, you determine on how much of a forward fold you're coming into. Those who are more into the pregnancy, bigger front body, we're just finding more length, traction on the spine here. Feeling the sit bones grounding us, so we're not overstretching. You can always support the legs if you need to by sliding something underneath the knees, the thighs, especially if you feel this over sensing of gripping in the outer hips, the buttocks. And we don't want to overdo it into our hips, especially as that hormone of relaxing comes into the body, or our pelvis starts to change, it starts to open a little bit more. So we want to find more stabilizing shapes, what supports us as we come into our changing bodies, to support the life and the growth of our little babies. All right, next inhale, you'll come back halfway, or up all the way, excuse me. Use your hands to bring your legs back together. And then those who are allowed to come onto their back side, feel free to lie on your back. There might just be a couple of us who could not or cannot lie in the back. Maybe it's not as comfortable. And so you'll stay in a seated position to close. For those who are lying on the back, always feel free to use props, as well as those who are staying seated upright. So you can always sit upon a bolster, those who are sitting upright. So making any final adjustments. Maybe walk the shoulder blades closer, behind you, beneath you. Whether you're on your back side or seated upright, let your eyes close, let them soften. And for those who are seated, you're more than welcome to lie on your side too. That's always an option. If you want to lie down, that feels more therapeutic for you in your practice today, in your body. But just support your back with maybe placing a pillow in between your knees, your thighs, a blanket underneath your head, your neck. Maybe laying on your left side body. This increases the blood flow to the baby, to the placenta, to the heart. Wherever you're at today in your closing shape, allow the eyes to settle into the sockets. Feel the back of your head, your shoulder blades, the sacrum, all on that same plane. Relax the jaw, muscles of the face. Allow the breath to become natural, easy, effortless. And start to allow your breath to come into the conscious body. With each inhale getting a little bit fuller, brighter from the inside to out. Start to add some gentle movement into the physical, fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Gentle rock of the head and neck. Those who are sitting up, maybe chin to chest, and just breathing behind the heart, behind the collarbones. If it feels right for you in your body today, on an inhale, you can reach your arms out to the crown of the head. Those who are laying down, lengthen out through the legs. Take a big breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Those who are laying down, you'll bring your knees to your chest, roll to your right side, come into a fetal position. Making your way into a seated position where we will all meet to close. So again, you're using any props to support your seat. What feels best for your knees, your hips, your spine. Feel the back of the head, the shoulders, sacrum, all in that same plane. Seat, the sit bones grounding, rooting, so the spine can extend up and out, finding that space between the vertebrae. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra, sign of gratitude as well as compassion. Bring your thumbs into the heart, heart into the thumbs. And just take a moment to give yourself gratitude, creating this time out of your life, out of this moment in your path for your own self-care, creating that home practice as well as discipline. Right? No, it's not always easy. And being curious as we come into these changes of our physical, emotional, mental, and subtle body. I thank you for allowing me to guide you today in your practice, in your own path as you journey through your own pregnancy. Bowing our chin into our chest, taking a moment to thank ourselves for being here for each other, for this practice. And then bring your hands, palms together, create some heat. Bring your hands over your eyes, breathing that energy into the brain. And then hands, palms together, again, create some heat. Bring your hands over your heart space, breathing the energy into the heart. One last time, hands, palms together, create some heat. Bring your hands over your lower abdomen, breathing energy into our seat.